Hi there! It's time for another BDO Solutions Chalk Talk.
Hello and welcome to this BDO Solutions Chalk Talk entitled From Strategy to Dashboards. My name is Les Wright and I'm a Senior Manager in the Business Analytics practice here at BDO Solutions, but I want you to know that this process is not at all about technology, it's about performance management. So sit tight while I introduce you to an easy 5-step process as well as a handful of tips that you can use to get started on today. Before we get started, I've got to warn you though, most companies don't succeed in implementing their strategies. In fact, it's estimated that 70% fail. So why the high failure rate? My belief is in the lack of performance management. Tip number 1, you can't manage what you can't measure. Okay, so let's get started. Step number 1, define scope and objectives. At a high level, is this dashboard for the entire organization, a department, a project, or one or more initiatives? Further, are we looking at a strategic, longer-term, big-picture objective or an operational, tactical objective, which is typically shorter in term, more narrow in focus, and supports a strategic objective? So that was easy enough, right? Step number 2, define KPIs and targets. So what performance measures will help us measure success? How are they calculated? And what time frame are they measured and compared? And what are we going to compare them to? What's their target? Here's tip number 2. Focus and select just 2 or 3 of the most important KPIs in each area. Less is definitely more here. At this point in the game, we may need to involve IT, analysts, or even BDO to help us. Step number 3. Define data requirements. Here's a sample of questions to get you moving in the right direction. What data is needed versus what do we have available? Where is it located? What data is missing? How will this data be collected and maintained going forward? Is there value to integrate and automate the data collection and aggregation for speed, accuracy, and repeatability? Tip number 3, talk to BDO about the agile solutions we have to integrate and automate data collection and aggregation. Okay, so you've waded through the deep end of the pool and now we're ready for step number 4, define visualization and communication requirements. Here are a number of questions to ask yourself. What types of visualizations are required? Tip number 4, keep the visualization simple. Less is more. How will you support additional analysis and management by exception? What level of detail is required for analysis and drill down? Are traditional reports required? And finally, how will data be shared and consumed? At the office, via mobile or a browser, for an internal audience, or also externally? Well, you've made it to the final step. If you've moved through the 4 above steps and done the work appropriately, you're ready to step number 5, select the appropriate platform. In many cases, especially for a small set of operational objectives at the project or initiative level, Excel is probably good enough. It may be the place to start in any regard. As your needs and the complexity grow, many organizations find value in a data integration automation solution, as well as a dedicated dashboard and analytics solution. So the tip number 5 is match the scope and the other objectives to the platform. In summary, I hope you found this Chalk Talk interesting. Start today and build off your strategic and operational objectives. Don't be afraid to reach out to BDO for any help along the way. And finally, don't take shortcuts. Follow a logical process and don't be a statistic.